According to Pro Football Focus, Ward from the 49ers is currently one of the top 3 rated corners. Let's take a look at some of his plays. Down here, we're in the boundary. We get a speed release. Don't panic on the speed release. When they speed release to the outside, it's going to tell you one of two things. They're either going to run a fade or a comeback, all right? So when you get a speed release, you want to race to cutoff, get in phase, and then, like I said, expect the comeback or the fade. Does a good job of playing the hands. You got to be able to play the run, be an all-around corner. On the very next snap, it's third down. We're on a nub split, so we're going to read this in man of the line of scrimmage. Simply put, if he blocks down, we replace off of the backside of this blocker. That'll put us in great position to force the ball inside or make a play on the run. We have both the receivers who are pretty tight to the formation and they're close to each other. So you want to be aware of the switch. If they don't switch, you want to be aware of the outside breaking route. As we get into the route here, he gets into his crossover and he's ready to run with the receiver. We also have post help. So the post route isn't his biggest concern. We need to be worried about the routes that are away from our help, all right? So we're outside leverage for a reason. We want to be aware of the outside breaking routes. Receiver runs the 7. If you've been watching the NFL, everyone's running that 7 stop. So he does a good job of recognizing that he's in perfect position for the 7, which means that the receiver is going to snap off the 7 into the 7 stop. Does a good job of settling his feet, not gaining ground anymore, and making a play here. Down here, we open up a little early. The receiver does sell the speed release to get us to open our hips, but notice how when we open, it's not a full open gate, all right? So our chest isn't to the sideline. Our chest is still here. We're in a 45-degree opening, all right? So although we didn't get hands at the line of scrimmage, we're not necessarily opening the gate. We're still at a good 45 so that if we do need to redirect, all we need to do is open our hip this way and catch that high shoulder. And on the throw, we undercut. Does a good job of not twisting the receiver, getting that right arm down, getting that left arm up. Finally, Baker Mayfield's going through some type of check, and right now we're head up. I wonder if he keyed on the signal because he adjusts his leverage slightly outside. Again, even though we open up, we're not fully open. We're still at a comfortable 45 so that we can cut off and still get hands for within that 5-yard window. Squeezes the receiver all the way from the bottom of the numbers to about 3 yards from the sideline. So if we can do that, increases the probability that we'll make a play. There's some hand fighting at the top of the route to keep Robbie Anderson from separating. He does a good job when we initially play through the hands, but continuing to fight to get the ball out.